Today is Saturday, August 24th. So we're having problems with moles in here, which I figured could happen because the mulch keeps the ground moist and moles love moist ground. So we have the trap set, but the stevia is doing well. There is some spices coming up. That was one last prickly pear I had, so I'm just going to let it grow. The other ones I planted in the front yard. We've eaten off of this corn. There's some more on there that's ready to pull off and eat. We'll probably do that this weekend. The cucamelon are growing. I grew these from seed, so they take a bit to really get going, but there's definitely cucamelons growing. Terry's been splitting the wood. The zinnias are doing really good. I'm saving a bunch of seeds. This was definitely a mixed. Some of the seeds that I planted only had one kind of zinnia in them, it seemed like. The beets are starting to come in. The sweet potato vines are coming out. There's an okra. The beans I'm just letting grow, and I'm going to let them dry out and harvest all of the seeds, the bean seeds, for next year. The jalapenos, they all are doing good still. I need to get some automatic waterers on these just to keep it moist. I planted the sweet potatoes here, are doing good. So I cut down all the asparagus. Terry burned most of it for me, but it's already starting to regrow. Between these two beds, there's enough for us to eat asparagus tonight for dinner. I'm excited. I planted it from crown, which means the roots, where they're like fingers and you plant them over a little hill. I planted them like that, and they grew up so big, and people say don't eat them for a couple of years to let them establish, but I feel like they're really established already. So, I mean, it put off this many, and now it's still putting off more. So, I don't think it'll hurt it. There's more zinnias. The flowers are ready to pull for the seeds. The oregano, I've just been letting it go to seed, and it just keeps on coming up from the middle, new growth, and the bees absolutely love this. Maybe not like that as much anymore, but the little purple flowers, they just love them. The okra in the tub is doing okay. The goji berries, we've been starting to get goji berries. They're not the greatest tasting. Terry, did you see how much asparagus was coming up?
What?
Did you see how much asparagus was coming up?
Yeah, it's not that much.
It's a lot.
It needs to be a lot more to make breakfast out of that.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
Naysayer.
I ate about
The tomatoes are
5 or
going.
6 of them yesterday.
I need to stake this up. And I filled up the bag, so I'm going to get the solar separated, the solar water separated, so that it can do the cowpeas that we planted. That's just a volunteer green bean, which is starting to go crazy. The cucumbers have gotten their third leaves, so we need to get a trellis. We're going to go tomorrow and go and get cattle panel, 2 more, to do the second arch now that it's fall. And then our neighbors gifted us with a blackberry plant, so we planted that over here and we'll let it take up this area. So I'm excited about that. The carrots are doing well. Some of them are getting kind of big, but it's hard to, I don't want to disturb them too much. Lots of loofah. This is the first time I've ever grown them, but they are starting to dry out now. So I should get seeds. Then I can share seeds. I would never plant them again with anything else. Just one thing at a time. And then my bed's on the side of the house. We're getting from the popping corn that Terry planted. There's a bunch of little things of corn. So if they don't get bigger, then I'll just chop them up and put some seasoning on them and air fry them. Because they are pretty small, but that's all right. The acorn squashes getting attacked. The eggplant are starting to get huge and lots of flowers on them, so I'm happy with that. The cosmos are starting to flower on the purple ones. The orange, I need to grab the rest of these seeds and then I'll end up cutting it back because I have a huge amount of seeds now for next year. Then I'll collect seeds off of that. So this year I'm trying to collect a lot of seeds. That's a big goal of mine, of flowers and vegetables.